Hey, yup. Join with video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, all the gender defenders benders, I am Mike check. Mike check. What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? All gender defenders benders. Everybody's welcome here at hashtag 360 stupid. Hey, there he is. There he is.
Mike.
What's happening? Mike check. 1, 2. Mike's off. Mike's off.
I can't hear you.
Mike check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Here it is. There he is. Once again, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. All other gender defenders benders. I am Mike check. Hashtag 360 stupid. I am the king of stupid, asking you smart people simple questions. What's happening, buddy? Good to see you again.
Good to see you again, Mike. It's been 40 minutes. It went fast. I really enjoyed the first part. Now for the second part, I'd like to narrow it down a little bit so we give the fans and the people joining in more specific sense of, first, what's in the future for the king of stupid, what you're gonna do about your media, your channels, your platforms, and two, some sort of conclusion on your side, because this I want to be clear with everyone listening, to all the fans and people listening to this. This is not about me or Mike trying to tell you gotta think this way because this is the only way and I don't give a fuck about anything else. No. To me, it's about open mic telling me what is going on your side, what you think, what you believe, and people will be or should be able to make their own opinion on things related to their background, to their culture, to their country, to whatever. So that's about it, man. I want you to tell me, first before we move on, this is the second part, probably is gonna be in a second video. So tell us about Mike Check, the king of stupid. What's going on with him? What's it gonna be in the future for your channel, for your media?
So I have a lot going on. Man. A lot of great things are happening. One of the things I'm working on is getting on stage to do stand-up comedy. It's going to be, my stage name on the comedy is Tom Foolery, and I have a buddy that is going to be Tidal Wave Dave. So it's going to be Tom and Dave, the comedy duo. We've been working on this for a bit now. That should take off in the next month or so. This channel, I don't know where this channel is going, but everybody has said that it's entertaining. Not everybody has liked it, and I don't want everybody to like it, but the information I put out there, I want it to mean something, you know. I want it to touch people, not always in the pleasant way, just be there, you know, like, because a lot of times I ask questions that everybody would want to ask, but is always just kind of like hesitant to ask. Or even in school, I just wanted to know everything. So I think this podcast, as Mike Check, King of Stupid, is gonna take off because the timing is right. You know, the timing on just sitting here in my place, just putting up my kimono from Japan and just talking shit. This is what the world needs right now. So I kind of just did it just to do it, and it's really taken off, man. My downloads are
increasing. I was checking your walk in the morning, early morning yesterday, I think, with your dog.
Yeah.
And you were talking about it, like the downloads are skyrocketing. Like, dude, people are listening to this shit.
yeah. And I was just like, I just want to, and this is really therapy for me. I got to tell you, man. Like the morning rage dump, I just go out there and I stomp on the floor and I fucking talk a lot of shit and it comes out. Those are the ones that I think they should be. Those are the ones that I think they should be saying, like, hey, are you okay? But they don't even mention those. But the ones that I'm talking calmly, what's happening there, you know?
Yeah.
The future. Okay, my lifetime, long time goal is to build a I just started working on this. I've been researching this for maybe a couple of years, but so nothing's set. But I want to go with foster owned homes and businesses to take in foster children and to train them and to teach them on the 3 fundamentals that I think are absolutely necessary. A forever home, so when they leave the foster care, when they leave my home, they will be stepping right into their own home. Forever. That home cannot be sold, cannot be traded. They will always have that home. Now, every place in the world has multiple units, duplex, triplex, fourplex, depending on what the laws are. So I'm going to get them a multi-unit property so that they'll have their forever home. But, and this is number 2, it's going to generate passive, positive cash flow. So every month they will be getting money, and every month the money that comes in is going to pay all their bills. Now, unfortunately, a lot of the kids go through a lot of hard times and have been horribly abused. And so that's my number 3. The number 3 is self-defense, especially for the girls, especially related to sexual assault. Sexual assault is a whole other category connected to America. In America, it's a rape culture, man. The horrible things that are happening to women, the horrible things that are happening to children keeps happening because they protect the men. This is just the philosophy of this country. So we cannot change the behaviors of sick men doing ugly things to children, but we can train the children to protect themselves and to do everything necessary so that if we're lucky enough to get them in the courtrooms, then they will know what to say, what they remembered, because you have to be very specific in what you remember to get conviction on a fucking rape case. But on a fucking other, all this other stuff that they're giving people like years for, nothing. Oh, he's like, oh, well, this is what I think he did. Okay, give him 5 years. So that's the lifelong goal, is to build these homes in all around the world. Every fucking country in the world has children that don't have parents. Every fucking country. And so if we could set this up to where we can have the countries and the companies and the homes linked in together, so ideally we'll get like a duplex or more, 2 units or more, so the foster children or the foster owners, because at this point they'll be adults, and so when they come out of my foster care, they'll go straight into their home, which is already going to be generating them revenue. And by the time they get out, and I'm of course talking about the older children, which are the ones that have the most difficulty getting adopted, especially with some of the difficulties they've gone through. I mean, man, the stuff that happens to these children, it's fucking disgusting, man. So hopefully they'll have a home.
Juvenile, probably, right?
Yeah, over 13. So they'll have like between 3 or 5 years left in the system, which will give me plenty of time to set them up, plenty of time to train them. So by the time, and teach them self-defense. So by the time they leave, they'll have at least 2 years of self-defense. They'll have at least 6 months of paying bills, running a business, collecting money, and running their own home. So by the time, literally, the day they step out, they will be stepping into their own home. Because now, the system says, hey, it's your birthday. You're an adult. Bye. And these kids are just been taken, they've been fed, they've been given money, and all of a sudden, they're on their own.
Bring from the premises, please.
That's it. Yeah, they just kick them out. And so what do the kids do? They don't have a home, they don't have family, they don't have parents, so they end up on the streets. And a lot of these kids have been sexually assaulted, so to become a sex worker is just like, hey, fuck it, I've been raped 10 times, why don't I just, have sex for money? Which I'm not against sex workers, but I'm against children who have to do it to survive.
That's a different thing. Yeah, of course.
So
Yeah, yeah.
so that's where that's my lifetime goal. I've been working on connecting with some billionaires who who have the want to do it, who have the connections, but are just kind of like, ready for that move. So Dan Pena, shout out, my man. If you are listening to this, please give us a call or contact us, and let's just make this happen. He's a billionaire. He's actually technically a trillionaire, American that is living in Scotland. And
All right.
this guy is amazing. He's angry as fuck, so he'll be happy to teach these children how to fuck somebody up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I guess it should be taught in if not in school, in every household, really, how to defend yourself, like in many situations, like men and women, boys and girls, seriously, because this fucking world is savage, man. Sometimes you really have to put up your fists and say, like, okay, I have no other option. Bring it on. Yeah, true, man. And that's very, very noble. It's a very noble cause. I'm glad you have that project. The best for you in the future for that. Hopefully your podcast and your channel and everything will be fixed. You'll become a
Joe Rogan. The next Joe Rogan. I even look like him. Sorry, your mic went dead. You're dead. I got no audio. No audio. I have no audio.
Oh, it's back. Okay. I don't know where.
Every time we talk about substance, something happens, huh?
Anyway, so I was just saying that it's a very noble cause, and I hope it comes easy, and you become a very important influencer, and you can get the right connections and the ways and the means to do it.
Thanks,
right?
man. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Let's narrow down the topic that we're coming from about the pandemic and the relation of the pandemic with both countries.
You had two questions. One was for the future, and then the other one was about speech.
A speech? Did I say speech?
Yeah, you said about how we're sharing, how we're able to share, and how we're allowed to share. And or were you talking about that as the future? Because you were asking about my future, and then you were asking about just communication between groups and people.
No, I guess that was part of the first of the same question.
Gotcha.
The second part is just like I want you to narrow down your theory on what's going on. Like, everything is coming from I call this meeting a discussion about Corona time. So I want you to narrow it down a little bit on what happened again and the relation between these two powerful countries, and with that we leave the concept and the theory to the people to think whatever they want.
So basically, when I was recording, or when I uploaded my podcast that talked about my opinion on what where the virus, I didn't say where, I said who generated chemically, not
created,
manipulated the genomes to where it's lab made. So I suggested that the country that threatened China's economic standing was the one that created the virus and then deployed the virus. That was my suggestion. When I also touched a little bit on what we already talked about on the first video about right now they're having us do everything that goes against the protection to protect yourself. Like staying home, staying indoors is actually how it gets spread much faster. Not going out, not being in the sun, the parks being closed, the beaches being closed, pools, swimming pools. Man, this is, you've been in a swimming pool. You've been in, right? When you come out of a swimming pool, everything is dead. because it's so chlorinated, nothing lives in that. And that's why they chlorinate it, so there's no bacteria and no other things growing in it, because it's one human coming in, one human coming out. So all their, whatever they're bringing in comes in there, so they have to saturate it with a lot of chlorine. Everything dies.
Right.
Your eyes, the fluids in your eyes, if it touches the chlorine, it wipes out that fluid and it kills everything there. That's why our eyes just turn to red and shit like that. Why would they close pools? Why would they close swimming pools? It's outside, it's in the sun, and it's completely chlorinated. It will kill anything that goes inside. The only reason we live because it doesn't come in our inside. That's the only reason. Everything in swimming pools dies. Why would they close swimming pools? Airbnb told hosts that have swimming pools, you're not allowed to let the guests use the swimming pool. Everything goes against actually getting away from the virus. The masks, the cheap masks that people are told to wear, doctors wear those. They wear those for a very short amount of time and then they throw it away. But that also is meant to protect them from sneezing out into the patient, or if there's blood or something squirts onto the doctor. But those masks last a very short amount of time, so you're supposed to replace them. But if you don't replace them, what you're doing is you're building moisture inside of your mask that is catching whatever is outside, inside, everywhere. If you go shopping and you have that mask on, which is mandatory everywhere now, and somebody has that, it gets out into the air, you will catch it. Whereas opposed to no mask and you might miss it because you're breathing out and breathing in. It goes against everything that is supposed to protect us. Also, the fabric masks, even worse. From the second you put it on, you're breathing out. That's capturing the moisture in your mask, and then you're also catching any moisture that's anywhere, dusts, everything. It's catching everything. So not only did it just come and pass, it's there and it's sitting there, and all you're doing is inhaling it back and forth, back and forth. It doesn't make sense. Nobody talks about the immune system. Nobody talks about actually the sun. Being out in the sun does multiple things. It builds vitamin D, and it also makes you feel better. How you feel, your tension level is immensely important. If you're stressing out, if you and I have the exact same virus, same time, same everything, but you're stressing out and I'm relaxed, your conditions will be worse.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
none of these things are talked about. Who is giving out the information? This is incredibly important. Who's giving out the information? Doctors. Doctors are dirty, lying, cheating motherfuckers. Sorry, I broke the law. The people that are saving us, the heroes, man, I've worked with doctors. Believe me, these motherfuckers lie, cheat, all, and I'm talking about American doctors now. In America, the doctors work for insurance companies, not the patients. So if the doctor doesn't do what the insurance says to do, and the insurance are the people that practice medicine, doctors do not practice medicine. Doctors practice law. Doctors are always worried about getting sued. Doctors have multiple insurance companies for liability, just for malpractice liability. So they're scared. You're going to sue them. They always back other doctors up. So they're always supporting one another, like the dirty cops, right? Now the world sees how dirty the American cops are. Now they believe it. But man, I'm telling you, doctors, horrible. So you got doctors that are giving us bullshit information. Number two, where is that information actually being relayed? Through the government. Man, who doesn't know the government's dirty as fuck? Who doesn't know that at this point? So you're telling me doctors who are giving the information to lawyers and the government is telling us. The World Health Group, World Health Organization, everything, they're all linked into each other. They're all linked into each other. This doctor, and this part's truly fucking scary. This doctor that was on Joe Rogan's podcast said he was researching this particular virus, and he's the one that realized it's genetically modified. It's laboratory made. Is because at the end of the gene, there's one particular gene that has something to do with longevity, life longevity, or something like that. This part of the gene of the virus is the exact match to another gene that he found in laboratory rats. The laboratory rats all come from the same lab. Every study uses those mice from that one lab. That lab genetically modifies the rats so they live longer.
Right.
So the rats are genetically modified. They're using, and this is for everything, all our medication, everything gets tested on these mice that are genetically modified. So they're not normal mice. They're not reacting to the medicine and medication that a normal
way.
Right. And that's because they're genetically modified to live longer. So this particular gene actually becomes stronger, and the mice live longer when you give them the medication, because the medication is generally like bringing a foreign subject. They're basically getting them sick and then they're healing them. So this doctor went to these laboratories that are testing medicine, modern medicine. And he said, look, you guys are all taking the mice from the same lab. That lab is genetically modifying the mice. Your test results might be off by just a tiny little bit. They're like, well, we already tested it with the other scientists. Yeah, those other scientists are testing it on the same mice that are coming from the same place.
So it wouldn't make a difference.
Yeah. So he said, don't you guys want to know this? They're like, then they started asking, wait a minute, who are you? Are you a doctor?
Yeah.
Are you a scientist? And he's like, yeah, I am a doctor. I am a scientist. I work on research. That's how I know, because I did the research myself. Then then all of a sudden he starts getting threatening messages. They're coming around. People are just showing up. Things are missing. Things are moving. You want to talk about money? Pharmaceutical money, man. Big pharma is big money.
Yeah, there's money.
Man, you talk like you said earlier, when you touch somebody's money, you're touching the world. You're shifting their entire existence. Pharmaceutical money, military money, education money. Man, this
drug money. Many countries would be in bankruptcy right now if it wasn't for the fucking drug money. Like Mexico. Decades ago, man. Decades. Nothing works there. But somehow they're still in the first 3 or 4th place in the whole fucking continent. How come? Well, there are trillions of fucking US dollars of illegal drug money in it. That's why.
And weapons coming from America.
That the whole fucking system works. Not in the right way, but works, man. We gotta give it that.
It works for them.
Yeah, definitely.
It works for them, and that's why when you were saying, "Who is this good for?" Who is
exactly?
It?
Yeah. I was gonna ask you what you said about these threats and these messages and whatnot. Like, we know that you've been sent some of those, let's say, not very nice emails and messages. Are you? We're not gonna talk about what they said, but are you scared of those? What do you think about those? Are you gonna stop? Are you gonna change the narrative?
I did.
Are you gonna move out?
I am.
Are you gonna get plastic surgery? What are you gonna do, dude?
Okay, so, a tidbit about what the email sent. YouTube said you are not allowed to talk about the virus in any way that we deem to be any different than what the health professionals are saying. What they're saying is whatever YouTube thinks or believes the doctors are saying, I have to only say that or cannot talk about that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that is about the topic that we were talking about earlier, about speech, about talking, about communicating. Hey, I want to hear what's happening on your side. I'll tell you what's happening on my side, but I can't share that unless it matches what they believe. Not even what it is, not even what doctors are saying, but what they think the doctors are saying. What's his name? Jimmy Dore. Jimmy, I don't know if you know about Jimmy Dore. This guy is like, he says it all. I mean, he doesn't give a fuck. He says it all. He had to get approval from YouTube to talk about COVID.
Really?
Just to talk about it. But he's monetized. I'm not monetized. So for me, all they could do is just pull my videos and give me a restriction for a week. But for him, he could lose his money. He could lose his business. He could lose everything. He could be shut off from YouTube the rest of his life.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Like all his revenue comes from that, I believe, like for that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well,
so to answer your question,
yeah,
yes, I am deadly terrified of the American government. Yes, I am deadly terrified of YouTube, Google, and of course Alphabet, the owners of all these companies. I know that in a second they can have me fucking locked up or bring charges and or just say, look, this guy's crazy and he needs to be institutionalized.
Unstable. Lock him up.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So have I changed the narratives? Hell yeah. Do I talk about it? Hell no. My man, I'm not born in America, so I'm not a true American. They can still deport me. I was born in Iraq. I came as a 6-year-old, became a citizen under my mom's naturalization. And then I joined the U.S. Army. I've served in the U.S. Army honorably and went to Iraq as the fucking enemy to Iraq, the country I was born in. And then now they've threatened to deport me. They have already threatened to deport me, man, back to Iraq. I said, I'm an American citizen. They're like, it doesn't matter. I said, well, I'm an American veteran. I went to war. They're like, it doesn't matter. If we want you out, you weren't born here, so we just kick you out. So that's why when I talk about our Lord and Savior, Donald Jesus Trump, I always end it with, please don't deport me.
When we talk about our president, we talk about the emperor. We got emperor.
So yeah, I'm deadly terrified. And yes, I've changed my speech. And yes, I want to know what I'm saying wrong so I can stop saying it. They don't tell me. Facebook, on my personal Facebook account, I get put in Facebook jail all the time, man. A month here, a month there, all the time. I just came off of another month-long Facebook jail. They don't tell me. The list, they give me a long list. This is a violation. I'm like, what happened? What did I say? What did I post?
Which one?
Yeah, just tell me. I don't want to do it. I don't want to piss off these people. But man, when one guy who is calling himself King of Stupid is pissing off Facebook, YouTube, what the hell am I saying, man? I'm openly saying I'm stupid. I'm just asking simple questions. That's scaring them?
You're stepping on somebody's toes, man. Like, for real. Like, I'm not saying that you got, like, the inside or you got direct line with Snowden or whatever they want to think about, or you're fucking...
Shout out Snowden.
I'm not saying that. But you do have certain intel, and you do know what you're talking about. And as I see you, this is the first time we actually hang out, and you're a sane person, man. You got your strong beliefs, and I actually respect that. Probably I don't believe everything you said. I have my own beliefs, my own ways to do shit. I've been around in fucking life like you have. Different shit we've been through, but the same. I respect your opinion, and I respect that you are solid to yourself. Probably that's what's pissing off somebody, you know.
There you go,
but again,
man.
we,
There you
we
go.
love to fucking leave, so we're gonna behave, of course.
That's exactly what it is. They're not afraid of the person that's afraid. They're afraid of the person that's not afraid. To constantly come out there and just say stupid shit and to call myself stupid, that's scary. Because who says that, man? Who says I'm the stupid one? See, the question for you was, who's the villain?
Yeah, no.
Who's the villain? I'm asking you. Who's the villain?
Oh, in this situation?
I'm asking you, who is the villain? There's got to be the bad guy. Who's the bad guy?
You are.
I'm
For
the
them,
bad
you
guy.
are.
You are the bad guy. No, I'm talking about who is making all this happen. Who is making all these bad things happen? The government system. We are. We are the problem. I'm the problem. I know it, and I keep paying them.
Why are we talking about that? Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
as much as that we want to point the finger and say these guys are the bad guys and these guys are doing the crazy things, we're paying them, man. If I am telling you that slavery is wrong, but then I go pay my taxes that puts more humans in chains and work for free, am I the good guy? Are you really the good guy? Is there such a thing as a good guy?
Yeah.
We're all the bad guys, man.
One, but we are. Yes, I get the point. Yeah. Because we have to be part of the system. Otherwise, we'll be erased off, right? Like from society, let's say.
And that's the question. That's the question we gotta ask ourselves. Is like, you know, everything in the U.S. is military based and violent based. Is this the hill that I die on? Is this the hill that I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm not gonna pay. I'm not gonna pay my taxes because the taxes are going towards slavery. They're going towards policing that are hurting people. I can say that. You can say that. But like you said, it's gonna come with consequences. Are those consequences worth it? Is it worth it for you to stop paying the slavery? Is it worth it to me to stop paying humans to enslave other human beings?
Right.
We're all.
It's morally a no-brainer. I mean, I would say, of course, it's not right, but as this small as we are as influencers, if you will, that we cannot take that risk. We will be erased like this, right? Nobody will listen. We're not gonna make our stand the way it should be. So we gotta play smart, try to use our freedom, because they will not like it. They will say, like, you're misusing that fucking freedom. That's what they say. But I'm not misusing shit. That's my freedom. I can say whatever I want because it's me, right?
No. No, you cannot.
Right?
And you cannot.
And that, it's just hilarious, like, to think about this shit because it happens in fucking Mexico. It happens here in China. Like, you gotta be fucking careful of what you're gonna say about anyone important here, or the U.S. there, or whatever.
Everywhere.
Damn. So, how free are we, for real?
That's the question, my man. That's the question. And do you want freedom? And do you want other people to have freedom? So then we got to ask some of the more difficult questions. What's our role? Do we want to give people freedom? Because, you know, if you give everybody freedom, some freedom says, I want to take that guy's shoes, or I want to take that guy's wife, or I want to take that guy's house. Is freedom really good? Are we actually wanting freedom? Do we really want to give freedom to other people? What about the bad people? So on my podcast, I've mentioned that there are no good people. We're all measured on how bad the other person is. So I can't call myself a good person because there's another guy that does much worse. So am I really good? Am I really bad? It's like how temperature is measured.
Not that, and you're not that good.
Yeah, it's like temperature is measured by heat or the lack of heat. So there is no such thing as cold, but we all say, hey, it's cold. What we're actually saying is there's lack of heat. Same with people. I speed, I drive fast, I violated some laws, I'm sure, and I do a lot of stupid things. So
Of course, I'm stupid. I'm sure you do.
So I'm not a good guy, But to say that, to accept that, and then to talk as somebody who recognizes their part in it, that's the change they are terrified in. Not that you and me are going to change 1,000 people's minds, that we are changing ourselves, that we're looking in the mirror. The camera that's looking into me, I'm looking into it. It's telling me that I'm the villain. I allow this to happen.
Right.
I pay them to do it. I don't stand against it.
Yeah. You become complacent and you become part of it.
The villain.
Automatically. Or
It's
however.
It's not automatic. It's not automatic, my man. We're doing it consciously. I pay my taxes knowing where it's going. Being on the other side of receiving people's taxes in a country fucking thousands of miles away. I am the villain by choice.
And you've been there. I mean, who else can tell you that somebody that actually was there in the line of scrimmage, right? Like you were there. Like nobody can tell you that otherwise. That what actually happened and what they do when they go on these campaigns to liberate countries or whatever.
My man, I carried a bag, okay, with over, I think it was $500,000 US, because that's the money we were using to pay the Iraqis to fix up our base. So we were paying them because it's cheaper labor to fix up the base that we were occupying, or we invaded and then occupied.
Yeah.
$500,000, man. Do you $1 for 10 hours of work? $1 for 10 hours of work. That was twice what they were normally getting paid. Twice. So they came 7 days a week. My man, 7 days a week, that's $7 for one human being to work 70 hours. $7. We got a lot of work done. What happened with all that money? $500,000? What happened to all that money? Well, see, one of the things about being born in Iraq, I'm Armenian by nationality and I still speak Armenian. There's a region in Iraq that is mostly Armenian. And this is because of the genocide, generations ago. So a lot of Armenians went to Iraq. And the Iraqis liked Armenians. We were Christians, but they didn't care because we kept to ourselves and we were respectful and we didn't ever mess with their country and culture. So going back to Iraq, I was 6 miles away from my birth country, my birth city, where I was actually born. And I got to talking and I was put on guard duty. I was a medic, but I was put on guard duty to watch the workers, which technically violated the Geneva Convention because medics are not supposed to be on guard duty. But that's neither here nor there,
Nobody heard that. No problem. You know that the military. It was on purpose. I'm sorry.
So I got to talking with the guards. Now, my Arabic was okay, but I've always picked up the language, and I speak Armenian. There was an Armenian manager who was managing the contracts with the contractors. So it was he would set up the contractors, and then the contractors would work, and then he would get the money and pay them off. He told me, he said, hey man, he goes, your officers are dirty motherfuckers, man. He goes, more than half of this contract goes right back into their pocket. They're mailing it home to their wives, and it's waiting for them to get home. They have to give them bribes.
Gosh.
Just like that. They had to give them bribes. They had to give our military officers bribes to get the contracts. Jewelry, watches, and all these things were being sent back home to their wives and their families. My man,
Damn.
how are you gonna rob a country you just invaded? How are you gonna set up these? As a moral leader, as an officer, this you're in charge of other human beings. This is how you act against the country you just invaded? American morality, brother. American morality.
Although I'm sure many officials in the military everywhere probably would say that it's wartime, so they would probably be allowed to do whatever they want. I'm not a soldier. I have never been. Probably I will never be. I really don't understand that. But going through this moral basis, of course, is not plain and simple.
Endless justification. Endless justification. We justify anything and everything. There's no problem. Because who's going to stand against us? Anybody who stands against us, we pull their banking. We freeze their accounts. Because the World Banking Group wants us to be crazy. The World Banking Group wants one or two countries that are just a little wacky that will do anything. Hey, this guy, they don't want to join us. Go find out what they're doing. You know, maybe nudge them a little bit. Maybe start a little war. Don't worry, we have your back. As soon as these other countries, we tell them like, hey, look, you're working with our banks are going to support that country to go to war. You are going to approve that. What's the government going to say? Oh, okay. What do you want us to do? Nothing. Just approve it. Okay. How's that going to help us? Well, their money is going to join our money. Oh, okay. So it's going to help us. Yeah. Like the Epstein, he was using the banks. He was filtering the child trafficking money through the banks. They knew it. They had a report. Apparently, when you open up a large bank account, they do an automatic background check. Everything. They knew he was a child trafficker. They knew it was in the reports. They accepted. The CEOs of the bank had to approve it because there was so many violations. They approved it. He was moving more money than he was supposed to move without reporting it. The banks approved it.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What am I gonna do? You know, my revolution.
Yeah.
My revolution is sitting in my fucking little room with my kimono, talking shit to my friend.
You're fucking making it. Yeah, man.
That's the extent of my rebellion.
Exactly. HSBC moved like 50% of the drug money in the last 6 years with the former president, and when they found out, they were just fined. Like what? $10 million? Come on, $10 million is nothing. They moved trillions of fucking dollars.
Yeah.
But nobody's anything, you know?
Do people want to know? Do you think people want to know? They don't want to know, man. They don't want to know. They want the dream. They want the fantasy. They want the, hey, you know, America #1.
A gorgeous wife, your freedom, a nice clothes, you know, comfort. That's it.
They don't care, man.
I don't want to know about bad things. Close the window.
My man, they don't want to know where the toilet water goes.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to know where their own shit goes.
Yeah.
They don't want to know.
Water stinks. They just fucking close the door. Oh, fuck, it stinks. Just close the door.
Problem solved. If the doctor tells you you have cancer, kill the doctor, your cancer goes away.
I'm gonna finish with that exactly because that was in the first video. You kind of started with that phrase. Yeah, I love it, man. Dude, it's been awesome. It's been like 80 minutes of stupid.
That's right. King of Stupid here. Mike check. MICCCZ. CH as in the Republic.
And I loved it, man. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to talk with you and get to know your point of view, because I've been hearing about why people think you're like nuts or stupid, literally, or whatever. And I'm like, what? Why are they saying that? Let me just fucking listen myself to what the man has to say, because then I might be stupid myself. I got some pretty strong points of view sometimes, you know? So
Do you feel
I
stupid?
really want to do it.
Do you feel stupid?
I do. I do. Many times, man.
We're all stupid about something. Everybody is stupid about something.
Definitely. Yeah. And we gotta be humble enough to fucking listen to somebody that actually knows a little bit more. Maybe not smart. Maybe he's just less stupid than me.
It was a pleasure, my man. We will do this again. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. PayPal.me/360stupid. Patreon.com/360stupid. Venmo.com/Mike Check. That's MICCCZECH. I am Mike Check, the king of stupid, here at #360stupid. Thank you for listening in. Thank you for watching. Send it in. We hate no one. We love those who donate. So sending in that cash. We love you all. Thanks for listening in.
I'm gonna be writing all that information here in the video when I edit it quick, so everything is gonna appear. So the people that truly wanna contribute to your cause, well, they can just, bring it in.
Sounds
and again,
great,
thank
man.
you to MAFAN, for all the MAFAN crews out there. That was Mike Check. You gotta go check him out. He is definitely a persona to follow.
I love it, man.
Good, man.
All right, brother.
Have a good one. Stay safe, man.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you. Let me see. There it goes. Whoo! Oh, damn it. Did I not run the video? The phone died. Oh, man. All right, my peoples. That's about it. We got the video. Video died on us. Shoot. Audio still running. All right, ladies and gentlemen, all other genders, fenders, benders, I am Mike Check. This is #360 signing off. Thank you for the privilege of your time. Good night, stupid.